Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Velocity channel. Now, what I wanted to do this time is make sure that I get a question from the subscribers, from those that have the questions on the Velocity banking method. That way you can actually get a closer view as to what the Velocity banking method is all about, and you can actually implement it right after this video. Isn't that awesome? All right, so before we do that, of course, like, share, subscribe all over the place, because ignorance is a terrible thing to be. All right, now, after you take out the $12,000 line of credit and apply it to your mortgage, you then begin making monthly payments of around $2,000 per month. This question is from Mark. Minimum. $2,000 a month minimum to pay off your line of credit in 6 months. So, CJ, are you suggesting that people who can barely afford their $1,200 monthly mortgage pay back $2,000 per month toward their line of credit alongside their $1,200 monthly mortgage? He said, I'm saying this because making a $12,000 lump sum payment toward your mortgage does not alleviate you from having to make the next month's $1,200 payment if you're on a fixed mortgage. Doesn't he have a point? Okay. He's got a point, folks. All right? Listen to what he's saying. If indeed they can pay back $2,000 minimum toward paying off a line of credit while maintaining their $1,200 monthly mortgage payment, why not just pay $3,200 toward your mortgage every month if they plan to pay down the principal? Marcus, thank you so much for your question, and thank you for your comment. Thank you for your candidness, because that was pretty candid. Okay, it's an upfront question. It's very, very critical that we understand why we're doing the Velocity banking method. Very critical, because if we're just doing it to check out a new form of paying something, then we've missed the whole point. The top reason, one of the top reasons, okay, there's many reasons to use Velocity banking, folks, but one of the top reasons to use Velocity banking is to increase your cash flow and rapidly pay down your debt. What Marcus, our friend, is thinking we do as Velocity bankers is he thinks we pay $1,200 a month to the mortgage, right? And he thinks we pay $2,000 per month to the credit card. My friends, why in the world would you do that? Okay? Huh? Why would you do this? And he gave us the math. Thank you so much, Marcus. All right? $3,200 a month. And all he sees is that money going out. Is that right? That's all he sees. Is that money going out? But is the money going out? Is that how we pay off the mortgage in 5 to 7 years? Is it? The answer to that question is absolutely not. Watch this. What we're going to do instead of doing this method of the one way, right? Because it's just one way. All of this cash, you never want to deal in just one way relationships. Is that right? Especially when it has to deal with your capital, with your investment, with your money. Now, what we want to do is make sure that we're utilizing our revolving line of credit, which goes like this. means you can pay and borrow. Pay and borrow. Pay and borrow. So let's say you have a $5,000 a month check coming in. Huh? $5,000 a month. That check is coming in each and every month. But you got expenses of what? $3,000. So we're going to go ahead and subtract that. $3,000 each month. That's going to equal $2,000 per month. My question is, where is this money going? Where are you keeping the $5,000? That's right. You're keeping the $5,000 in your line of credit. And it's just sitting there. That line of credit is just sitting there and it's just waiting to be used. Look at that. This is where your velocity flow is going to be explained. All right. That $5,000 that you get when it hits your checking account, you're going to place it inside of your line of credit. All right. Let's say that line of credit is $15,000 limit. All right. You're going to place it within that line of credit, and you're going from the line of credit. You're going to pay the expenses. Part of that expense is what? Part of that expense goes to other things, right? And part of that expense goes to the house. All right? Huh? The house. You like that? Look at that. We made it 3D for you. It's going to your house. All right? That's where the other expense goes. But look at how you paid it. You paid it from your line of credit. So how much is left if it's $5,000 minus $3,000? How much is left? $2,000. Where is that $2,000? Okay, so do we have to pay the line of credit? Do we have to pay that credit card? Do we have to pay that personal line of credit? Do we have to pay that HELOC? Do we have to pay that business line of credit? Any revolving line of credit, do we have to pay that? Why? Because that cash flow is sitting right there working for you, paying down that line of credit. All right. Now you do have to spend money. All right. But you'll spend it from the checking account or the line of credit. Folks, this line of credit is your new checking account. All right. So when that $5,000 hits, cha-ching, it hits your checking account. What do? Well, you got a balance on your line of credit, because remember, what are you doing with that $15,000 credit limit? You're using it, aren't you? To do what? Hack that principal. Okay, so let's say you use $12,000 of it, right? You use $12,000 of it. So now you got a $12,000 balance, okay? But you got $2,000 cash flow each and every month. So you divide it by 2,000. Do you remember the velocity formula for that? Velocity term? Okay, many of you who are in my class, you already know how to do this formula, right? It comes second nature to you. The formula is a line of credit balance divided by the cash flow. Cash flow is income minus expenses, okay? And that's going to be what? 6 months. 6 months to pay off. Well, what happens at the end of 6 months? Anybody know? We go ahead and hammer it again with another $12,000. Hammer what? Hammer the principal. Because the interest feeds off of the principal. So the smaller the principal, the smaller the interest. Or in other words, the smaller the host, which the principal is, the smaller the parasite. And we want those parasites to go away, don't we? Absolutely. So that, Marcus, is how we're going to pay it. We're not ever going to have our money just go one way all right? No, we're gonna use the two-way revolving line of credit to ensure that the money that goes out comes right back to work for us. Let's do it one more time. Are you ready? $5,000 hits the checking account. Where does it go? Line of credit. Absolutely. From the line of credit, you're gonna do what? Pay those bills. Okay? Those bills, whatever they are, and your mortgage, which is $1,200 each and every month. We're not going to spend $3,200. $3,200 will never go one way, okay? We've got the $1,200 mortgage payment right here. And then that $2,000 is actually staying right in the line of credit. We did not have to pay that. Folks, we didn't have to pay that. So you don't even have to worry about a minimum monthly payment yet. All right? Listen, you're welcome. If you have any further questions, don't hesitate to give me a buzz, all right? CreditWiz at investorpro.org. Man, I can't wait to hear from you. We got more videos coming out because people got a lot of comments, a lot of questions, and I got a lot of answers. All right? God bless and have a good night. I'll see you on another video.